As the guy in the middle here, Aaron Nesmith of the Boston Celtics,
We know
uh,
that guy.
newest member of the New Balance family, and with all due respect to Jayson Tatum and his 60-point outburst recently, honestly, probably the most talked about Celtic right now, given what you've done over the last few games. So we want to talk about your new shoe deal and what that's all about and what that means to you. We want to see some of this stuff, but first, I just want to talk about like this 3 game stretch is unbelievable. Did you could you imagine you would have been doing what you've done over the last 3 games, playing the minutes you've been playing and the contributions you've been making, given where you were at other points in this season?
I mean, it's just continuing to work and continuing to believe and do the groundwork like every single day, not changing my routines, coming in early in the morning and doing what's asked of me, and then trying to do a little bit more, and making sure I'm paying attention to everybody, the guys who are playing, guys who aren't playing, so that
Right.
when I get my opportunity, I make the most of it.
Yeah, for sure. And the shot making, I think it's tough coming into the league, being a guy as a shooter who, is just getting a couple looks every night and, whether it's going in or not, he's kind of deciding whether you have a good game or a bad game. And to start this year, you weren't hitting a ton of shots, and now that's finally coming now. How tough was that to roll with, just having, 4 or 5 shots kind of decide, in your 15, 16 minutes, whether it was going to be a good night or a bad night?
Just riding the wave of the ups and downs of the game of basketball and in the NBA. Can't get too high on the game, can't get too low on the game. So, not shooting the ball that great in the beginning, just continuing to do what I do, continuing to work, and continue to get the same amount of shots and reps up every day. And I know they would start falling eventually.
But what's that like though? You're out there and like, okay, I got a small window here to make my impact, okay? And then you leave the court and you're like, ah, man, I I, I had one look and I didn't knock it down, or maybe this didn't go the way I wanted it to go. You go back to the bench. Are you wondering like, am I going to get back in? Am I going to play next game? What's that been like? Just kind of riding that rookie roller coaster.
I mean, yeah, like a whole bunch of ups and downs, and your mind's everywhere sometimes. But you can't focus on that too much. Like I said, you got to make sure you live in the moment, be in the moment. So in the moment we're playing a game, whether I'm playing or not, my teammates are out there. They're working hard. They're trying to win a game. So I got to be locked in, and I got to help cheer them on, or I got to help anywhere I can in that moment.
So you and Peyton kind of had a steep learning curve coming in. There wasn't a lot of training camp, not a ton of practice this year. And I remember Brad Stevens saying early on that, you especially had a little while to go here, and that playing time is kind of come and gone this year. It feels like, for a couple game stretches, you'd be playing a lot, and then some games you wouldn't be playing at all. How has that been with Brad, just kind of talking about your playing time, and does he make it clear on a game night like you're going to be getting some extra run here, or we might be sitting you tonight in favor of some other guys? Or you just kind of on edge all the time thinking about like, am I going to be playing tonight or not?
Yeah, I would say it's more of, just making sure you never know what's going to happen in the course of a game. I might not play, I might play a lot. And it's just making sure I have the same mindset throughout all situations, so that if my number is called, I'm ready and I'm not caught by surprise, and then I go in and I'm not prepared to play and help the team win.
Yeah, and now it's obvious, like you can count on it. Like you at this point, based on the minutes you've been playing, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and the contributions making, you kind of know your numbers being called. But earlier in the season, when you've got those moments where you might play a stretch of games, 15, 16, 17 minutes, and you're kind of in the flow and you're in the rotation, you're getting in late first, early second, you're like, all right, great. And then goes a stretch where it's 7 or 8 DNPCDs, and you're like, you know, did I, what happened? Is that rough? Do you think you could have benefited more from, at least knowing, hey, every game I've got a few minutes and a few opportunities to show something, especially without the benefit of practice. The games are really the only opportunity to kind of play with the guys. And when you go those long stretches, you think that kind of hurts your development, not being able to get in there and to play?
I mean, I think you can look at it from both perspectives. From a playing standpoint, obviously nothing's better than actually being in the game and getting reps up and, being able to run around with those guys. But from a mindset standpoint, I think it really helped me, take a step back and look at the game in a different view,
Yep.
and really help my preparation and every day, like every day, no matter what's going on, I have to show up. I have to show up to be ready. I got to show up to give 110% because I never know what's going to happen.
Right.
It can definitely help my mindset.
What's it like playing for Brad? I feel like he was tough on you early on, especially the way he was talking in some of those pressers. And I know you had a tough coach in college too, and Jerry Stackhouse, who was, grilling you in these film sessions that you talked about that were really just like, brutal, breaking down like every single thing about you. What's your relationship with Brad like? What kind of feedback are you getting from him on a constant basis? And, what does he press you most to improve on?
Just being ready. Pretty much, kind of like I said, he's a big guy, big standpoint on just being ready. And whenever your opportunity is called, you go in and you make the most of it. And if you're not doing that, and if you're not prepared, then that says something about you and your work ethic, and you're not, taking the onus to go out there and make sure that you are ready for when you get your opportunity.
Well, the one thing he's been saying recently is like the effort, and everybody can see it, like the effort on a nightly basis, and the like you literally just falling on your, falling on the floor, diving after loose balls into the stands. Well, first of all, like, do you wake up like literally just bumps and bruises everywhere after every game? And second is, did you have to like almost reinvent your style of play to earn those minutes and say, you know what, I'm just gonna go out there and just I'm going to try to be Marcus. I'm going to go lay it on the line. I'm going to dive for those loose balls, do everything possible, and show, hey, I'm going to earn my minutes this way, and then I'm going to show you everything else I can do.
Yeah. Actually, I feel great. Waking in the
You're all
morning,
right?
great. Yeah, I'm all
Because
right.
people are worried about you every night. I'm not kidding.
I'm
They're
all
like, is
right.
Aaron
No,
okay?
no, I call it an art of falling. You got to know how to fall. Uh, yeah. But yeah, I was just, like I said, being able to take a step back and look at the game, recognizing what the team needs, and just going out there and trying to do that to the best of my ability. A lot of teams need a guy who does the little things. It's not the most glamorous things, it's not always going to show up in the stat sheet, but every team needs it.
For sure. And our own Sherrod Blakely was talking to a scout recently at Boston Sports Journal and kind of saying, like, all right, what did we get right about Aaron? What did we get wrong about Aaron? And even they were like, we didn't see that side of his game at Vanderbilt, like just the all out hustle, intensity, diving for loose balls, getting on the boards, all that kind of stuff. And the scout actually said, I guess we kind of bleeped that one up, right? Seriously, I'm happy for him. It seems like he found a role with those guys now. It's not the role we thought it would be or the role the Celtics thought it would be, but give him credit. He's figured out a way to get on the floor, which is huge for a rookie. I know Brian Scalabrine has said that on these broadcasts as well. And really everybody who watched you at Vanderbilt, like you've always been an intense guy, but like just I guess like Marcus Smart's the only way you could compare it. Just, the winning plays that they talk about, getting on the boards. I think the one I liked most from Friday was when you won a jump ball, you sprinted all the way down the floor. I think Brown had thrown the pass to Tatum and Tatum kind of mishandled it and you were right under the basket to scoop it up. Is that something we just kind of missed and didn't pay enough attention to before? Or is that something newer that you've had to reach up to?
I would say, yeah, it's definitely a little bit more new, just because of the situation and like what the team needs. Like I said, like it's just something that the team needs right now to help win games and to make winning plays. And every team needs a guy like that. And so, knowing my role and just trying to do that to the best of my ability.
What's it been like? You were on the court for history with Jayson Tatum and the 60 points. Now, not just that game, but every game. I mean, these guys are Jaylen and Jayson specifically stars, and 2, 3 years ago, they're coming in and they're trying to figure out how to make an impact. What do I do here? Growing pains, rookie pains, and this and that, what's that like being around them? And are you able to learn from them?
Every single day being around them, you learn from them. I mean, like you said, they're stars. They're phenomenal basketball players. So every opportunity that I get to be around those guys, I just learn so much. And so it's a great opportunity for me. And I'm very lucky to be able to play with those guys.
But do they take you under their wing? Are they like, all right, let me show you, because this is a weird year, right? You don't have the regular camaraderie you'd have from like a regular, you don't have the practices, you didn't have there's a lot of stuff that is not normal where you might miss out on the opportunity to kind of hang with them, to get to know people. Is it almost kind of like, hey, Jayson, it's me, Aaron, early in the season, because you're just not hanging out much and you don't get to develop that camaraderie? Did it take time to get there? And in addition, did it take time to like earn trust? Because now you've got Jaylen doing interviews the other day and it's like, I love this freaking guy, and how good does that make you feel?
I mean, they instill confidence in all their teammates, and I think that's something that they're really good at, and something that's very important for for your best players to be willing to instill confidence in the other guys and the younger guys. I think that's big time, and that's something that they both do and they do very well. So, trust is always something that you earn, and so as time went on, obviously, earned a lot more trust from those guys, and it's been wonderful.
I know this is your first year in the NBA, but you've been in locker rooms forever, on teams forever. How different this year is that chemistry standpoint? I know we've even heard about there being like two different locker rooms, sort of, because of just the separation that everyone has to deal with COVID this year. What is it like off the court? Are there as many bonding opportunities? What's that locker room like? Are you able to kind of mingle and talk after games, or is it just kind of in and out this year?
No, it's a big time camaraderie. Like
Oh, good.
everybody likes everybody. So,
Mhm.
I mean, we have like the separate locker rooms, at the arena because of COVID protocols, but at the practice facility, it's still all the same, and we're there more than anything. So,
Is it
Let-
is it rookies? Is it veterans? Or are you guys kind of all mixed in? Like who's in what
no,
locker room?
yeah, it's all mixed in. Yeah.
all pals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That let's move to the shoe because we did want to talk about it, the New Balance thing. Now you wore New Balance prior to this endorsement. It's not like, oh cool, I'll start wearing them now. You dig this shoe. Tell us a little bit about the deal with these guys and what it means to kind of be part of the New Balance family.
Oh man, it was a dream come true. Playing. You obviously, dreams playing the NBA, and then also, you want a shoe deal. So
Right.
the opportunity to be able to join the New Balance family was just absolutely amazing. It was super exciting, and see, it was a really easy choice too, just because of what they're doing in the basketball space. They're very unique opposed to other shoe companies. The approach that they're taking, and so that opportunity mixed with the people and just being so close in Boston, it was just like an easy decision.
All right, let's see some of them. I know you got some of them on hand, and
Yeah.
So these are the last two that I've worn recently.
Right.
I would say this one's one of my favorite shoes. And then this one right here, I have like 3 or 4 different kinds of this shoe, but I
Yeah.
wear this one a lot as well.
Yeah.
So I know you're drawing some up and trying to come up with your own shoe right now, and I think it was kind of based off your story. How far along you with coming up with? I guess they're gonna be the Nesmiths. I don't know.
No, they're not my own shoes. Just like
Yeah.
it's like a color design, and pretty much kind of just bring my growing up and envision my story and bring it to life a little bit in the shoes.
Well, Aaron, we don't want to take up any more of your time, but we do want to say again, the viewers of our show and our podcast are gaga over your development and seeing you continue to grow with the team. I just want to ask just one last basketball question. Does it almost feel surreal, to be at this point in time playing the amount you're playing, not just the amount of minutes, the contributions you're making, but to be counted on in critical spots? And do you think you're going to continue with that role heading into what's hopefully going to be a substantial playoff run? We talk about on the show, kind of like you get to the playoffs, you have a tight rotation, a circle of trust, so to speak, and the rotations really, really tighten. Do you think you've earned your way into that rotation? You expect to play a large role if the team progresses on?
I definitely wouldn't say it's surreal. Playing basketball, you play to win, you play to compete. And so everybody in the NBA, everybody on the Celtics team is a very competitive person. So being able to play in those moments, that's what you play the game for. So, it's just fun for me.
Yeah.
And then going forward and, having a spot in the playoff rotations, it's not up to me. Just going to continue to go out there and do my job and help this team make winning plays and, whatever's best for the teams, whatever's best for the team. So,
yeah. Bobby, anything to wrap it up? Because we want to let Aaron go on his way here.
No, that's all I got. I mean, I guess you're involved in the playbook initiative too with the Celtics here, working on some social justice stuff, race, religion, gender, disability, just an inclusion initiative here. Can you expand a little bit on what kind of work you'll be doing with that?
It's not like the playbook initiative is something that like New Balance and the Celtics have is starting to push forward, but nothing too specific on that right now. I'm just very excited to be a part of it, and luckily because I'm so close to New Balance, I'm able to be a part of it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Aaron. Again, thank you for your time. Once again, this is a Garden Report with Aaron Nesmith, Celtics rookie guard, newest member of the New Balance family. Aaron, we'd love to have you on again. If you're ever hanging out and bored after a game, want to jump on our post game show, the viewers and the fans would absolutely love to have you in there. So let us know in the future. But otherwise, good luck with the rest of the season, the stretch run here, the final 7 games, and then hopefully, as we said, on into the playoffs. Aaron Nesmith, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.